Good to be with you. I'm in my robe. It's morning. Probably been awake for about an hour now. And as you can see, I'm just going to move my chart over to this side. So yes, over there. Rather than look away. Just shrink it down a little. There you go. Yeah, so big move there. I think according to our rules, I'll put a buy stop limit about there. Come on, don't mess me about. Good. Move the chart a bit. Kyo. It's okay, thank you. Right. We've got to get rid of it. Ah, damn. Right. Well, this is going well. This is a listen, isn't it? Right. I'm just going to have to use stop orders. Anyway, as you can see, sizable-ish, relatively speaking, move of 28. I've gone back to Hakanashi. It works. I like trading tight, and this is the best way to trade tight. Even if you don't hit the 3-to-1 too often, I'm probably a bit more a small C conservative in that way. Just a bit cautious. You see, but a little bit of a retracement here. And that would have taken this out. If we'd entered, if it had dropped back a bit, we're looking at around, if we're risking about 6.5, we're looking, you know, it's a reasonable 2-to-1. I'd say I would have been risking 7, so about 1.5. Risk to reward there. Not bad going. Just a little bit too early. It was at 7.59. Could have probably come in. Might have been able to come in on the next candle there and made a bit of money. But I don't like to trade the first 5 minutes. Sometimes you can get a positive result, but it can be a bit spiky. Or wicky, however you want to look at it. As it was yesterday. Could I be taking a trade going south at this juncture? I possibly could have. I tend to go with the slope of the 20. If it starts sloping up, then I'll adjust to that. As you can see, it's far more blue than red. If there's a lot of red, then I may hold back. So a situation like that where it's lots of blue, then lots of red, then a bit of blue again. I'll a bit of red, bit of blue, couple of red. Then I'm looking at just one red and then into the blue. Yep. Lots of blue, red, then into the blue. Yep, absolutely. That's what we're looking for. And does it mean we take small losses? Yep. Yep. That's what the trailing stop is for. Good example, the overnight. Not really tradable because of the size. That's only, for example, 1.2 points. But theoretically, you know, you get big red move, then some blue and some red. Doesn't hit. Hits there, comes out. And blue there. Probably thinking, yeah, why not? Break even. This one continues. Theoretically 5-to-1, okay. Yeah, just over 1-to-1. Here you get 3 to 2. You had 3 to 1 on that. But anyway, let's keep up to date. All right. Into the blue again. I've got to be able to adjust this quickly. That's the issue here. If it doesn't, there you go. Got a little arrow there. Now, is it daft trading at this point? It probably is. It's been a long move. If it goes over, it goes over. Going to move that up slightly. So it's 7.7 at risk. A little bit of a gap. Now this could easily come back on us. If it does, it does. Just keeping an eye on the timing of that. Going to turn red. It's still blue. Amazing how it works, isn't it? That's probably going to take us out. I have time to adjust. Probably not. It's going to move that up. Well, it let me. There we go. Kind of escaped there a little, didn't we? Not being able to move up the stop loss. We'll see if it works in our favour in the end. Not moving it back down. Looks like it could be a top, doesn't it? But we're in. See if anything happens here. It's keeping it very tight at the edge. I don't like it. Thank you. There we are. Bit of space. Let's give me a bit of room at the top. Lots of indecision here. Could easily work in our favour. But I'll keep it tight. Lots of indecision. It's probably a bit too tight. A little bit of room. There we are. And it's taken us out. There we go. All right, no problem. Three is sometimes a bit too much for me, but as it's quite flat, we'll leave it until we get a bit of movement. One way or another. Really coming off a top like that, I should have known better, really. I should pay more attention to the RSI. Give it a bit more room, some out of sight, out of mind, you know. Yeah, hit the top there. So if I'd been paying attention to the RSI, I would have been better off. Been looking for a southern trade rather than a northern one. Let me put it in those terms. have ended there. But again, not a lot of room for the trade, but nevertheless, you want to take a counter trade, take a counter trade. That's where the RSI is handy, just to see if it's dipping, but that's okay. Nice 10-point move. I'll be moving the stop down at this point. You might even be thinking, because of it's the resistance there, you just take a quick 1-to-1. You would have been risking, well, full 8. Yeah, so using the other method, probably would have come in there. Would have definitely been out there. Real support there. It's already hitting the 50, so is there a chance it'll bounce from here? Yeah. There is a chance. Shifting onto the blue momentarily, so a bit of indecision again. Early days, already had the one loss. Maybe shouldn't have taken it, but there we go. Okay, still in the trade. If you were going south, we didn't. Should have probably been more awake to that. This is where we'd be coming out and be just a 3. It's around 0.5%. Taking out. It's pretty close. I wouldn't be moving a stop loss, I'd be staying exactly where it is. And out. That was out. Yeah, if I'd taken the trade there, just a smaller loss. Just have a quick look at the bar chart. There's an entry there. An exit. It's not there. Well, you did pretty well. I mean, you're risking 6. You're out. And you're over and out. Might have taken one there, you see. Shouldn't have. Anyway, back to the OV2. Right, I'm not taking a trade into resistance. Just waiting for this to close. See what direction it goes in. Certainly a blue trade is invalid if we get a red. On the other side. Boom, there we go. So if we get a blue from this point, then I may look to, I will look to get a bounce off the resistance and the 50 RSI. Yeah, show me set on that. There we go. That would have been me for the day. That's 3%. But again, coming in around there, 13, then you end up making half. That's certainly not the day. So maybe you're better off with the entries with barcodes. Barcodes. I wouldn't necessarily call it barcodes. Right. Yeah, so if we're on the bar chart, would be going south right now. Probably been heading south. If we're looking at that when coming off an RSI, could have been a trade. Probably not. This probably is the way to go. God, I keep looking and thinking, does it present a clearer picture? I think it does. It's still on Hakanashi, but with bars. Yeah. Would I have taken that trade? Let me have a look. Well, I take it there. I'm out there. I don't get back in. And I get in there. It's starting to win me over. I've got to say, if you keep it tight, as opposed to relying on a bounce rather than playing a strong defence rather than going for a 3-to-1, that's the ultimate goal. So you're risking really small bickies here, and that's a 3-to-1. Well, I'm feeling like a fool. My colour scheme. Look at that. Even there, that's risking 5. We're up to 13. So that's a big enough candle where I'd move the stop immediately. Well, you can't say that's not a good trade, can you? Need the resistance. Jack, you. Who needs resistance, huh? And RSIs. Just go with the bloody bars, sunshine. I think I've proven it to myself just by having you watch me do it. And having to frickin' take it. Let's go to the bar chart. Yeah, I mean, that's a good trade. There's our entry. We're risking about 5. And we hit it comfortably. And if you wanted to go for the really big, 4 to 5 to 1, okay, all right, fine. But I'm happy with 3% a day. That's a massive 3 to 1 to be fine. It's keeping me out of trouble. We go there, we were risking 8. I never risk more than 8. We would have been a profit at one point and made a small loss. Down it comes. Okay, we get in here, loss, here, Winsky. So we're up 2%, I reckon. Thereabouts. Fine. 758, 759. Bear in mind, I don't. Yeah, that would be the first trade. To be this one. Here. There's no entry. There's an entry. There's a loss. Yeah, it's about 7, isn't it? And there's a 3 to 1. If we wanted to push it, we get or let it run all its way, then we get a 2 to 1, we're 1% up. And taking out, yep, okay, fine. A bit late to the party there, down it goes. Is this profitable? I don't know. Is the answer? I don't know. That's why I'm doing it this way. It's definitely a 3 to 1. I'm happy with I'm always happy with a 3 to 1. Yeah, I'm tempted to go back to my taking the reds. If red is taken out when you're trending, go with it. Just to know that though. You more losses that way. Okay, now the resistance is the other way. We'll see how this goes. Huh? No, we're getting it wrong. I've gone with the bar chart. That's a bar sell. See how we go. I'm switching like nobody's business, aren't I? Fine example I'm setting. It's a good, lesson in psychology at least. Way out. Oh, God. It's one of those. Get out, son. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it for Jesus. So the bar did not work there. It didn't hit. Never hit. I think it's playing the solid defence is the better way to go, even though you might have some bad runs. And that would be a buy, wouldn't it? Hooray, we're in profit. How many seconds? 11. We'll move it up. Question is this death by 1,000 cuts? Is it? Well, as long as I'm here, I'm trading. That's the thing. We'll learn. I'm on the demo. We're safe as houses. Make a little adjustment here. Bear with me. Need to make another adjustment there. Okay, we're not at break even, but it's going to be a minor loss if we do lose. Uh-oh. Bit of price rejection occurring, is it? Great, it's going to take me out. Well, you can see why we would have taken that trade, getting out there. But really, that's why you have it below the lowest point. It's not a great entry, but it kept you out. There we came in. We ended up making a small loss. If we come in there, we would have been okay in terms of not making a loss, but we didn't really have time to come in on this one. Is it an indecision candle? Kinda. No, I'm online. Wife bringing in my breakfast. Great. I should be more grateful, shouldn't I? But there we go. Real issues with C Trader. Switching buttons here. Right. So that would have been the best trade easily. There's that one there after a strong move. That going into resistance a little bit. Now is this one going to take us out? $16 seconds. Just watching it. No one in chat? No one in chat. Fine. Okay, we're in. Bit of slippage there, kids. Whoa. That's the killer. I hate it. I hate the slippage. Big time. Comes back. I'm going to go tight on this. It's wrong. It's wrong. We're already been given horrific entry. Should have gone with that bloody... what do you call it? Stop limit. Let's see if that's a bottom. But that momentum on the entry really stuffed us up. 22 seconds, not worth moving just yet. I think it's down to about 10. I'll move the loss, stop loss. Okay, that's enough for me to move it. Terrible entry. That's where you get murdered. Slippages like that, terrible. That's extra. Yeah. Dire. Absolutely dire. Will we lose on that? 1.4. No. Even with the stop limit, I would have been in. Again, not that much. A bit like yesterday. There's not so much momentum, but I'm going to persist. A little bit late to the party, unfortunately. Is that see, if that's a trade. 5, 15. At the very least, it's a win, so it keeps us in the game. But it's yeah, I should have my eye on the ball. If I keep going, it'll be fine. entry and you're out there. Yeah. You can see why the bar is a little bit better. Get into trade there, you end up making a little bit. The entries aren't as good, but they're safer. Is that a good thing? So that'd be an entry there. I think you get better entries. That being the case, it might be worth it just for that. Yes, you pay a price for a tough entry, but there you go. It's not nearly as bad in terms of the losses. So it'd be in here. We're up 4. We're not going to make a huge loss on that at all. You go in there, risking 4, and easily just take your 3 to 1, go for a 4 to 1 even. It's looking like a strong movement. Bottom hit there, yep. Probably would have had a loss there, but you make up for you have the RSI, then you've got something. I don't know why I've got the ADR there. Get rid of that. I think we'll add the RSI. In fact, what we'll do well, that's winning. Just keep it that way, but I don't think it works as well. You just do that. You can see what it's doing. Now that looks like a good trade, doesn't it? Because it is. With a better entry, that's not so bad. So we're up with that one. Can't take a trick. That's why I've got to be more mechanical. There. It's a good one. That's a big one there. Minor loss. Blue, would you buy it? You buy it there. Even if you don't get that, there's minor loss there. You get in there. What are we risking? 5. It's already 2 to 1. If you're going for a 2 to 1, you get your profit. I think this is it. So at least I've learned something. That's the beauty of a demo account. You can just relax a little bit, just play the game. So back at the 2 to 1, hanging in there. Down it comes. Got 45 in already. Jeez. This is, I've got to say, broadcasting and trading at the same time. I'm not sure if it worked for everybody, but this is my form of a journal, essentially. So if people are watching, not watching, I don't care. I'm going to make money out of this. So there's our fortunate entry. There's our fortunate one. Just a little shy of a 3 to 1. See if it can hit. Move the stop down. Guaranteeing just over 1 to 1. So can't lose. I find the bars a little easier to read than the candlesticks. A little less influenced by the body. Goes higher than itself, we're out. What would that be? What are we looking at here? 1.5. Oh, it drops. You beauty. I like those. $12.3. Forget it. Even the rubbishy entry. Just shy of it. Anything over 2 to 1, you can always say, yeah, I'll take it. Still in it. I'm going to take you out now. Here it comes. Boom. Thank you. Just shy of it if you've got a good entry. That was a little bit unlucky with that little spike down, little bastards. I lost there of about 3, 4. Ideally, if you come in there, though, still make not quite a 1 to 1, but you still do okay. So for a little bit more mechanical and stick to the one thing, and this looks like it to me. Then it can work quite well. Having colour bars shouldn't make any difference. I did it right, yeah, took an inside bar for a trade, nothing wrong with that. That's an inside bar, unfortunately that would have been a loss. That's a win. That's not a buy ever. What are you thinking, son? It's a sell. That's a win. However you look at it, 5, 4. If you're going for the 3, easily done. There's our loss. Understandable if you took that. The best place to take it would be there. But triggers a lower high, which it ended up being. So you wouldn't end up taking a trade there. You do take that one. Unfortunately, with the entry, we've got a loss, but then you get another entry there. I wouldn't treat that as no, because that's an inside bar, so definitely trade that. And unfortunately, because you're looking at, well, if you're trading it as 4, you're fine, but you have to add that extra little bit there, 6 or whatever. So it's just over 1 to 1. Or unless you decided to take it 2 to 1. Inside blue could have taken that, but running into resistance, I'm not as keen. It's far better when it's doing that, then it comes back down. Fortunate, and a good trade there. There, excellent. There you go. Win. Nice big stretch up towards the trend lines. We've been treated to an inside candle by the look of it. Fair way to go. Oh, yeah. When it's near the top like that, it's always a bit edgy. For me, getting in. The nerves kick in a bit. Really shouldn't, should they? There it is. A blue entry if you wanted it, but with the resistance there, I'm less keen. Perhaps I shouldn't use the moving averages. I think the RSI is more reliable in terms of hitting a top and maybe looking for a reversal, as we saw earlier this morning. Yep. Then again, see I think it's a useful guide. I don't think it determines trades, but I think you can get a feel for direction using it. The elastic band idea, when it gets too far away, it's going to have to revert at some point. Now, as that was such a strong move up, I'm looking for a bit of more of an indicator to get in than what I'm seeing right now. So we have got a outside candle, outside bar. Which we can use to determine direction. Yeah. Okay. Did I put in 2? All right, I see. I'm going to have to be careful with that, aren't I? I will not be using those buttons again. They're not reliable. It's good to get again, use a demo, get the feel for things. Did we go too early? Looks like it. have tried to get in that a bit tighter, but the double entry did my head in. So the outside bar did me. It's an entry, is it? Is it? Well, this one's more a case of being an entry, I would say. Doesn't get any higher. And traditionally be treating them as a way of getting in on these ones here rather than the other way around, but I was done by the outside bar theory. Leave that one alone. Yeah, because you get in there, don't make much of a loss. But why would you? You've got in there, break evenish. You get in there. Four. If you don't mind the trading into the EMAs. Said I wouldn't use the buttons. There's an entry, right? Got to focus, damn it. Tell you what. Here we go. If it comes back, I'll get in. Yeah. Learn on a demo. Do it on a demo. You're risking 5, you're up 5, back it comes. I think it's too late for that. Could you just... Thank you. Right. So an execution error. Okay. Outside bars, out. It's good theory, bouncing off here. Then we get our first red, so into the blue again. It's a little bit too early there. Small loss. Then you've got an 8.3. Risking, I'd say, if you get a decent entry, you're risking about 5. So already at 2 to 1. Right at the bottom, you could easily just say, you know what, that'll do fine. Or you can let it run for another 5, which is entirely possible. Bam. So, thinking is right, the execution was poor. Takes it out. We come back in, just a little bit better. That for me is close enough to a win. Already it's at 13, it's already been up to 16, so yeah, that's good. The only problem would be slippage, but it was hanging there for a while, so you should have been fine with an entry. It's a continuing trade. Don't come into a continuing trade. Even if I come in there, 5. Probably would have been fine, but I'm too pedantic, and I won't say perfectionist. It's pedantic. That could be considered an entry for some people. Until it comes out, I don't want to come back in. In many ways, it's ideal. It's hitting the EMAs, little bounce, and then in. I reckon that's a good trade. Coming back, unfortunate there, little bounce, trade. Comes back, so it doesn't have to come back all the way. See there, bang. Comes back, little bounce, unfortunate there. You're away there. I think if it's marginal, look for a trade. 6, get a 1-to-1. Comes back. Enough there. It's lower, so you can look for a continuation. It's come back there, look for a second bounce. That's just a straightforward continuation. Here we've got a proper retracement, second bounce. Gone in a little bit too early. Made a loss. Here, just fine. The way it's moving today, we'd probably get making no more than about 13, 14. So it's fair enough to just take 13 or 14, I'd say. There, it's a little bit bigger, 17. So just take it. Easier to say now with everything there in front of you. But that certainly there is a trade. No doubt about it. That's the best trade of the morning. Risking 6. Unlucky not to get... if you're risking 5, coming in there... No, you're risking 6. Maybe you just get it. Maybe you say you're close enough and you'd say, you know what, that's almost 3. I'll do it. Especially when it's starting to resist now. Even if you get a finish there on 15, 14.9, so yeah, that's fine. 2.5. Two and a half R. Okay, now at the trade. See what the movement's like on this, where it finishes. Here it comes. I'll look for a second bounce rather than a straight bounce off this. Just because of the strength, we've got 3 strong blue. First one rejecting price, second moving on, and this one really moving on too. Right up to the resistance. See if we can play it smart here. Coming off. About 10 seconds away. Should be fine. It's holding price, just coming up a little bit, and will close around there. Okay. See if it takes up the tops of those around here. price we're looking around 664. 17,664. It's hitting it. Might be time for the 200 to kick in as resistance. See down here, price had firmly established itself beneath. It's unlucky there, and should have been in for that one. Messing with me, Ed. And then the second bounce there. Unlucky. That could be seen. That could be easily be an entry. But that should definitely be taken. All right. Good for the old psychology. Getting in front of people and trading is good for you psychologically. It's up to the 50 in the RSI as well. Bouncing off. A little bit of indecision. Okay, no problem. It's going to close. Not looking for an entry just yet. Just want a little bit of red. See, here's fine because we get a lot of red, just a couple of blues and then down. If we've got a lot of blue and a bit of red, you could have easily said, no, we're going to buy, but with the resistance there, no. Then you just get a couple of blues. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's a good signal. That's a good signal. That's a good buyer signal in some respects, but hasn't really got back with that. And that's too much of a risk. That's not. What are you doing selling there, Jace? You need that. This is where the colours can come in handy with the bars. Momentum and the resistance is shown to be working. Have a go. Is the resistance working? It's staying blue. I'm not convinced. The strength is still with the buys. A little bit of indecision, of course, balancing out a little bit, but that's what I'm saying. I'm building up a picture now, rather than just being too rigid. Oh, that's an entry, that's an entry. That's not an entry. That's not. That's hasn't covered. If you had taken that, you're fine, though. And if you take that, you're definitely fine, too. Taking the inside bar, unlucky, that one. And that's the trade. At least a 1-to-1. 4, no, it's 5. It's going for 5. Oh, it's so close. It's 2-to-1. Close enough to 2-to-1. Here we go. We've broken through. So could have taken an inside bar. No. That is the 200 going to be resistance this time. Was it going to crack it? I don't know yet. So that long line of blue, but with the resistance there, I'm not seeing an entry. Now above the 50, interesting. Interesting. It makes it really easy to see where price tightens. There it is, pushing up. You could treat that as a flag, I imagine, if you really, really wanted to. And then I think you've just got to not push it up too quick. So that's another thing that we can look for. Dips there. The trend is too strong for 20. Can't predict it. It's probably not my kind of trade. Depends if you're trading levels or not. If you're looking at 50, it's just gone below it there by 7, and it comes back up to it. Comes to 50 there, bounces up. 75, bounces down. The 25 rule with the DAX. You say, oh, it's the first. There's the 50. We're bouncing up off it. Okay. There's 12. Oh, it's come back down. Bouncing off it. This time it's 17. Is it going to make 25? Risk of 8. 2 to 1. Okay. Bit of a bounce here off the 200. Now between the two averages. Strong move down. From top to bottom. Okay. Some true indecision going on here. But leaning south rather than north. That's not an official term, you understand? Okay, let's see what happens here. I'm not going for a straight bounce. I will look for a second bounce. If we were trading the RSI, which I don't recommend, I think it's trading the 50 of it. At best it's a bit but in any case, that's far more of an indicator there of a continuation. It's deep, that goes higher. Is it higher? It's about the same, a little bit higher, but it's lower, so there's good signal. Confluence with the RSIs, I think is a really good way of trading. All right, let's see what kind of bounce we get here. You can see there it's just slightly higher, and there it's just slightly lower. Bam. Pay attention, Jace. High up. That's also a sign here, I'd say. It's certainly continuation. Sign. So it's probably one of the best signs you can have is that kind of thing. That's just simply a continuation. As is that. It's one of the most basic signals you can get. Big long one like that, that's unfortunate. Probably why the little blue with a bit of red is the best you can get. 3, I don't like. 1 is good. 2 is good. 2 is good. 2 is even better because that's a little bounce there instead for a reversal. 3 I don't like. See, that didn't work. 1, yeah. 1, yeah. So we took that one there with 4. We decided to ride it. We end up with just under 4 to 1. Treat as that would have been 4. Seconds left on this one, and I might treat it as a bounce. If it doesn't hit, it doesn't hit. We're getting a third. That turns into a third, we'll just get rid of it. And it doesn't. Okay, there's a logic to this, so I'll give it. We'll move this down. We're going to lose again. Unbelievable. Well, all right. So if you've taken that, you're out. Now, is that an outside candle? Did I move it too low too quick? No, I didn't. That's out. So we got a mini bounce. Didn't work out. Maybe it's just unwise to trade against the 20. Because we've got the bounce against the 20 and it's gone up. Okay, you didn't make a win on this one. Yeah, don't trade against the 20. Under very unusual circumstances. It's come off the top. So even then. You trade that. It's a loss. It's a win. It's a loss. It's a win. And it comes back to the other side of the 20. Oh, hello. Hello. Excuse me. Well, it's not perfect. I'm trying to trade as mechanically as possible. This is probably not the way to do it. This is why you do it, you know. Not going to be taken out. Oh dear. And the answer is yes, it is going to be taken out. Now, is that a buy? Let's see if this works. Oh, okay. We're getting some movement. 6.6, okay. It's already at 1-to-1. All that blue. Red. Out. Loss. In. They're going to come right back at you again. I might just have to trade differently. If you look at that, there's the low. Let's look at the timing of this. So when does it switch off? About there. 8:30. So the low is here. High is there. So still working within a 65. Oh no, it's way before that, isn't it? On the DAX. Keep thinking we're on the NASDAQ for a second. Hang on. All the way back to 4:30. So the high there. Low there. That's okay, 97. There's a high, there's a low. Start trading that. There's a wonderful. Okay, that's what the RSI makes a lot more sense when you look at it this way. When it's hovering in the middle, what are you doing? You've got to be patient and wait for it to hit those extremes, because there's a good chance. Look at that. It's hitting there at 1948. It's not. You're probably not able to take the trade. Nevertheless, if you were prepared to add a few extra pips, points, then you could trade it all the way down. You probably have a target around here, risk about 8 or whatever, and make a decent profit. And once it gets down to here, when it comes back at you, but then you can see, okay, it spikes up around midnight. We can start looking for a trade down at 14. Okay, it's only a 1-to-1 at that point, so it's not such a good trade, but finally it gets to the green. Look at that. Look at that on the RSI. It says, let's get out of here. Up we go. It hits the top. I put an order in? I didn't ask to put an order in. Okay. So we've got to be patient and just wait for it to really hit a bottom. It goes blue, red, in we go. Just take it out. Blue, red, here we go. It comes back, it does its thing, let it do its thing. Now it's time to go. If you want to hang on to it, hang on to it. So this is where we're sticking to the trade. There's the bottom there. It's 4.3, let it climb. Let it do what it's going to do. Even maybe trade it to the resistance line. Trade it to the 200. You're a long way from the 200 here. It's 36 away. Finally hits at 31. Let's get out. Even just trade that to the 200 if you wanted to. Take a punt, maybe that low there. It's a good match for it. No, 245, 250. Just use those simple numbers. Forget it. There's the bottom. It comes back to that bottom there. You might even say 25. That's great. Risk 8, we get 25. Yep. No problem. Let's get a 3-to-1. Bugger it. Risk 4. There we go. No trailing stop. It's at the top. It's bounced off. Let's go. There we go. 3-to-1. That's a good trade, no doubt about it. That's not an easy trade to take. I understand taking that trade, yep. Unlucky. That's a good trade. That's a good one, it's a double bounce. Bam, that's bouncing off the 20. Unlucky, unlucky, and then, are we going to stay with that one? If you took that and you said, you know what, 8-to-1, we're still in the trade. If you take that, let's say 3-to-1, 3-to-1, you make it. If you take that, you lose. If you take that, you lose. You take that, do you win? I don't know yet. It's 2-to-1. You could always say if it gets to 2-to-1, you know what? We'll put a break even, see if we need to go again. That's fair enough. Even at 1-to-1, Let's see if we can have another crack at it. This one, boom, takes us out. Come back again. 6. Leave it at 8. See if we can get to 24. And eventually you do. hit that bottom here. No trade? Fair enough. The trade's back here at 8.10, and we were here. You just look at that and say, oh yeah, it's bouncing off that. Right. Instead of trying to get a buy up there, we should have been selling. If we sell up there, just wait for it, there it is. Instead of just clowning about. I think there's some merit in that, and using the Heikinashi for an entry is fine. With a minimal stop of 8. Move that a little bit. So you were to get in here. Still in. And there's your win at 8.22 thereabouts. But you wouldn't be getting in there because it's only just hit the red. You need the bounce. There's red. Goes up. 6.4, you should be fine. Not getting into all that. You'll be all right, yeah. 16. It hits. I think that's far more sensible, actually. Rather than when it's hovering around the 50, I think you're looking at a world of pain. Start looking for a signal from the RSI. See if it's going to reverse. Price will back it up if it is. If it's starting to trend, well then, so be it. You see there, overnight when it was trending, I think that's, well, eventually you get there, you see. It's not the best time to look at it overnight. There we go. Just needs to be a little touch. And I've got it extreme. I'm not on 17.30, I'm on 80 and 20. Because there it didn't hit. Didn't hit. So if you've got a trending so you go in there. You're fine. Yeah, I think that's fine to take. A lot of red, then a little bit of blue. Off you go. And then you start to think, no, that doesn't look too good. A lot of blue, bit of red, there we go. 6.8, just wait. And it hits. If you're in the trend early enough. So for example here, we just take a trending, treat it as a trend, give it 6, up it goes, and up it goes. Does it come all the way back? No. Does it come all the way back? No. We're at 14. We've hit 2 to 1. I'll put a break even there so we're not going to make any loss. Just above where we are. I think that's probably the way forward. Look at the reversal. There. It looks like a trend. Bam. So even if you took that, 46, you're going to hit that. 3 to 1. Bam, you hit it. There you get taken out. You should go for another one. But you've already hit the profit, so why would you go that way? Want to treat that as a trend? You could. What are we risking? 7 to 1? It's hit 2 to 1, it comes all the way back. Blue, 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 red. If you get a 1 to 1? Nope. can treat it as a 6. Is it a 2 to 1? Yep, break even. I think that's the way forward. Just use it as the entry, but not as the exit. It's a good clue for an entry, but not so good for the exit. Blue, 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 blue. Inside blue, risky. Red, 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 inside red, risky. What's the risk there? It's 2. You get 6. What's the risk there? 9. 5. That takes you out. That's unlucky. But 705. What are you doing trading at 705? At 758, can you trade that? Yep. What are you risking? 5? There you are. There's 3. Not trading that. We hit the red there, we're out. And then we trade it as a reversal, or look for the trend. And we get our hit. Yep, all right. Is that going to take us out? That coming all the way back, no problem. I think that's a far more sensible way of dealing with it than just trying to work on the minutiae and say, oh, that's in. Red, 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 there's a little bit of blue, bang. 2 big blue ones, not so confident. A little bit of red, take that. So that's okay to take, I think. So nice big blue signal, a little bit of red, you can take it. And you would have been taken out. It's probably not the best because you didn't get the crack with there's no red there, so that's with the trend so far. 7, you get to 13, that's unlucky. You stay in it, you get to 18 and you just get a break even. That's an entry. If you're risking 5, you're very unlucky. You're risking, yeah, you've got to risk at least 5. That's unlucky. Bad luck. That's a lot of red. If we get a bit of blue off this, then you trade it. I think that's the sensible thing to do. Just look back. Red, 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 red. Bam. So the 3, if you wanted to just ride it, well then you would have got 20, risking 5. I don't think it's worth going because the it folds back on you, it folds back on you. Could you have traded that? Possibly. Possibly when it does that kind of thing. Yes. So you get lots of blue, 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 and then red. Comes up there and you're risking 7, 4, 5. Doesn't work, does it? There it doesn't, there it does. Nicely, because it is trending. You should do it then, it's too late. Too much blue. Bit of red, that's a loss. Bad luck. Blue, 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 red. On the second red, would you have made it? 6. Well, you would have broken even at least. And here you win. 3 to 1. And of course, if you lose, you're only losing 1%, right? You're getting 3% if you win. If you get 2 to 1, you break even. You can even make it 1 to 1 and you break even. That's fine. Just have another shot at it. There we go. Five. It's up to 10, 15. Good night. Yep. I think that's my way forward. Let's see what it does now. Let's see if I can stick to that discipline. I've recorded it. That's the great thing. See how this goes. If it's blue, then we just cancel it. The stop limit as well, so if it charges through, we're fine. I will finish up at 10:30 no matter what. Today. It's been a good lesson. Unfortunately, no money's been lost. Maybe a bit of pride, but that's I can cope with that. I think we can cancel this safely. See that? 3's too many. I'm not going to take 3. 2's fine. 6. 9. Still in it. Barely hanging on. If I'd got that far, I might have thought, oh, let's just play it safe. But there we go. It's still hanging around break even. Did you get in there? Yeah, you could. 4. I'd be saying it's 7.9 break even. Then it would have been break even. Pardonnez-moi. It's only 3. Now let's have a look at the patterns there. Like a nice big one there. Goes through. Lots of blue. Lots of red. Lots of blue. Little bit of red. Bam. Lots of blue. Little bit of red. Bam. Lots of red. Bit of blue. Lots of red. Little bit of blue. Bam. Little bit of blue. Little bit of red. Little bit of blue. A lot of red. Trending down. Good trade. Risking 7. Takes us out. No problem. Not a trade. Really, if you're using the bounce theory, no problem. You can take a 4, for example. But that's a trade. That's 3, so no. If I use 3, well, no, I'm reluctant. I'm still reluctant to use that. Even if it had won 6. It's only 2 to 1 there, so I mean, I'm reluctant to do that. I want greater clarity. This is fine. Treat that as a 7, 10, 21. Treat that as another one there. That's fine. Treat it as a 4. You just write it if you wanted to, and you get 4 to 1. But 3 to 1 would be fine. You can treat it as a 5. This is just indecision. So this greater clarity. Could always treat that as a bounce, but let's not avoid the bounce trades. I think might be the way to go. Blue, 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 blue. A little bit of red. Blue, blue, blue. 2 reds in. Bounce off the top. That's fine. But that's even better. That's a continuation. There's our 6. If it's a 5. If it's a 5, we get a decent entry on that. 5.5. Yeah. Yeah, it's still... If it was close enough, I'd be saying, yeah, go on, come on. Give it to me. Be unlucky if we didn't. And that would be a trade. Yep. treat it as a 5, it's even better. Don't even have to treat it all the way, go all the way to the top, just the last candle. Last bar. That's not 1. You treat that as 6. Just keep going over it. Nothing wrong with going over it. 7. Then we're out. Blue, 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 red, 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 red. Blue, 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 red, red, in. Blue, 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 red, in. Blue, red, in. Of course, once the red is nailed, you get in. You can put the trade down. You leave it there. This one's blue, fine. If it gets in, doesn't matter. Okay. I think we've worked out, you and I together have worked out the best way to do this. 9:47 my time. It's a lot of red. Okay. Not so much movement, but that's all right. Ideally, I think you want to see a little bit of a trending move. So I think that's, yeah, I think that's a more sensible rather than a simple mechanical entry. Bit of movement, too much movement back. A little bit of movement, okay. Now if we're only risking 4, we're at 4, you could possibly just say break even very, very quickly on that. Not a problem. Not a problem. Play a strong defence, not a problem. 5. 6. Does it move 6? Does there. Does it come back and hit? Yeah, it's probably coming back to hit, yeah. 6. Does it move 6? It does. Does it come back to hit? Yeah. So nothing wrong with that, I think. Even using a 1-to-1 with a break even then, it's perfectly acceptable. It might cost you a win, but you know what? It might save you a few losses, so fair enough. Nothing wrong with playing a good defence. Again, here, 5. Did it get there? Might have just missed out. Break even. Or you could say it's close enough. I'll take it. It's starting to do the mess about. Okay, so a bit of a move here, lots of red. If we get just a little bit of blue, then we'll come in. No, it's harder when you've got to do it. We'll just go for the 2-to-1. 5. So then you've got more of a shot of doing it. So 2-to-1's... 2-to-1 if you want to be aggressive. Inside. Do you want to take an inside one? Do you? Well, if you've already got one on the blue, that's fine. If you're not, you just take an inside red. Could you take inside blue? No? An inside one there. I'd probably play it more defensively, but I think I like the pullbacks a little bit better. Right, we're going to get one now. Just a little bit more room to manoeuvre, of course, with a blue bar. We've got a bit of time to put the order in, gather our nerves, but if we're paying attention, we should be able to do that anyway, rather than having a gab fest, you know. 75. There's something about these, the 25s. So there it is, hitting 74. Down it comes. There's 50. And it comes back up to the 75. Sometimes it's a 25 to 30 thing. One sign of the zodiac. 30 degrees, baby. It's 25. No, it doesn't quite hit it. It's the lowest point there. 32. Highest point there. Thereabouts. 90. Okay. 65. Oh yeah. So it might have been a 65, all right. $40. That takes you up to 65. All right. Duly noted. Now, is it perfect? You're never going to have a perfect system. You're not going to get all the trades. You're not going to get all the wins. You're not going to be able to avoid losses. The key thing is how much you're risking and what's the reward, and how you're playing your defence. I think 3 to 1's plenty in terms of making sure that your win rate is, if it's under 50%, you're just still going to be fine. Especially if you're playing with a trailing stop or using a break even at maybe 1 to 1 or 2 to 1. Maybe it's 1 to 1 would just be absolutely rock solid. Because you are going to get your 3 to 1s. You are going to get your big movements. If you can keep those, tighten up the stop losses so that you're not losing the full amount. That's good. So I'm working on the principle of 8. And if I'm tightening, I'm going to lose less than 8. Of course, I'm not going to make as much as the 3%, but I'm going to make the 3 to 1 on that particular trade with a maximum of 8 as a stop loss. But within that trade, I might necessarily make 3%. I'll make 3 relative to the amount that I've put in, which is at most 1%. Though we're still aiming for 3% for the day, so we would continue on until we got that. Or, so close that if you're taking a trade, it's less than a 1 to 1 on the trade, then don't do it. So if you've got 2.5% for the day, that's it's not worth continuing, even though you're short of your target. If you're 2 to 1, go for it. Go for a 1 to 1. Not a problem. Okay, we've got blue. If it continues, then we're out. Go for the stop limit, just to be on the safe side. Okay, cool. This is pretty big, and I'd still keep it at 8. If it hits me 8, then I'm out. I don't care. And if someone continues upwards, then for another one, then we will just cancel the order. No big deal. What's the problem? No need to cancel it just yet, so course, we're not going to move it up, because if it's another blue, we're out. Yeah, it's good how you can just sort of work things out as you see it. I wouldn't have done it if I was just watching. This is the failure of what I was doing before. Is this is going to be blue. Yeah, so let's get out. So the colours did matter. I think the way that we utilise them is important. I'm not sure if it'd be as easy to do if I just see if I put it onto the candlesticks. Is it harder to read? I think it's a little bit harder to read. Yeah, I think the bars work for me a little bit better. I'm less concerned with the body of the particular bar than its direction of travel, its high and its low. I think the high and the low are far better indicator for me personally than anything else. So some rumblings down south, and I don't mean on the chart. It's quite rangy, isn't it? When you look at it, but if it's rangy, you're not going to get too many signals. You just lost that bounce. That looked like a bounce, you see. As does that. Certainly, if you're treating it even 1.5 to 1, you could even split it if you wanted to. Say 9. I think that's a good deal because that's halfway. Yeah, halfway is pretty a good compromise. It doesn't have to be necessarily 1 to 1, 2 to 1. So, for example, 8 and it gets to 12 or what have you. Or you can even move it to that bar there, for example. It's only making a smaller loss. If it comes all the way back, it's had that little dip, as we were talking about before, then you could always do it that way. So rather than losing everything, you only lose a little bit. I think that's fair enough. So for example, and if it travels far from there, I'd probably be more inclined to say, you know what, break even. Anything above that is break even. Just break even is fine. 1 pip above or point above your entry, just to make sure that if it slams down, you're not going to lose 1 or 2 pips. That will definitely take you out. Inside bar. Yeah, not confident inside bars. I'd rather something more decisive and clear. That gives me clarity, a good entry. Been a loss, very close to it. 8, looking for. Might have made a small loss of 3 instead of 8. There we go. Well, if the next entry's gone 2 to 1, you can always go to break even. Right, if it's marginal, you just say, you know what, sod it, it's close enough. If you're trading with an 8, you might say if it's 1 to 1, gone above the 1 to 1, then make absolutely certain. But it is very rangy. And the good thing at the moment, that's keeping us out of trades that we've got no business making. Unlike this morning, where the first trade we took really was mechanical. There it is. Where are you? Come on. Way. God, I can't believe we were awake for this. But anyway. Got in there and a buy. Because that's the old system. Whereas even here you'd be thinking that's 3. No. And you could even be thinking here. Yes. That's the sell because of the confluence between negative confluence between the RSI and the price chart, and also hitting the 80. So it's an extreme. I'm not going for a 70. I'm going for an 80 for a chance to look at any kind of reversal. But really, the confirmation is that you get the bars down. You get a little blue bar here. You risk 6. You might just make it, but at the very least. Does it come back? Fortunately, it does come back. But it's a good trade. And then you get another one here. We're going to risk 5. Very unlucky. So he goes to bounce. Could have gone for that, but heading into that, I'm not so sure. Don't like it. Far better when you get above the 20, I think, for the that kind of thing. Bear in mind, that's a reversal sin, so I'm quite happy to continue into the resistance a little bit there. Risk 5. Oh yeah, you make it. You get close, you can always move it up so you're guaranteed a 1-to-1. Okay. It's near a top, but doesn't matter. To close. Just going to go for a buy stop. Just concentrating, folks. See if we get a close on this. We'll just move it down. That's about right. If we get a third, we're out. We might get an entry here, we'll see. And of course, it's not foolproof. You will have losses with every system you use. So I think we're in. Very close to it. Might not be. Got our orders on. The third, we're out. Don't know how we didn't get in, but we didn't. So no order taken. I couldn't get much closer than that. But it was right. I think I got it right. Even if this goes on, it doesn't matter. We're sticking to our rules. Being as mechanistic as possible. It's been nice of you to be with me. It's been 24 minutes to go. But then I'm going to have a nice shower and do my exercises. If I can wake up earlier tomorrow, we'll go longer, I think. Because I think I've made up my mind how I'm going to do it. There's nothing like doing it. And I'm glad I haven't done it with money, just to make absolutely sure. Because I was sure. I thought, oh, no, I've got this. And it's just not working the other way. Just being too caught up in the minutiae of a 1 minute chart is a dangerous thing. You just death by 1,000 cuts if you're not careful. Because you end up cherry picking or missing things. With this, it's you get using the 1 minute to get a picture, but get in at a decent price. So here we go. See, that's the 3 rule. I think is fine. 1 or 2 is good. 3 probably means there's not enough momentum in the price movement. And see, it's slowly dying here. So we're likely to hit that. Let's see what it would have been. Would have tightened it up to about 4.5. That's pretty tight. So we would have been only risking just over 0.5%. Never risk more than 1%. Never risk more than 8. On the DAX, that is. On the Nasdaq, I think it'd be a different story. You know, I don't think you get that option. You'll have to widen things up a bit. Hence why I'm trading the DAX. And of course, when it's more volatile, then you can open it up. But the amount of cash I've got in my account at the moment, I can always put more in if I'm doing well. Yeah, see, when it's dying like this, I think if you're getting lots of flat movement and you're just in profit, you're quite justified in cutting a trade off. You know, just for a small loss or small gain, it's not worth continuing. Look at that. And this is what can happen at this time of the morning. It's 9 past 11 in Germany, so the action of the morning's gone. I might have to make sure that I'm here at 8, just for movements like that. You might be able to catch them if they're big and stringy. Fair enough, but you know, a couple of minutes before, like 7:57, 7:58, it's probably worth taking a trade like that. You're going to be risking 6 instead of 5, but you hit it, and by the time the spread shortens at 8 o'clock or narrows, you've got a 3-to-1, and you're done within 5 minutes. You can always practice on the demo, keep going just to get a feel for things and see if there's anything you could do. But if I hit 3%, I'd see ya. I'm not going to put myself through it. Don't get me wrong, I quite enjoy it, but I enjoy hitting 3% and then saying, job done. It's like hitting a target. It's hit. Move on. Next target. The next target is tomorrow. Or in the afternoon if I'm doing the DAX. So I'm happy at nailing it and walking away. There we go. We would have been out. This is going to hit. Thank you. So we got out, and it was right to get out. all that blue, it's flat. See, if you see the blue is flat and you see a couple of red, I wouldn't be getting in. It's got to have a bit of movement to it. It's not just this rule where you say, oh, there's 4 blue, 2 red, get in. No. A movement like that, 21, back a third, getting it, is fine. Movement like that, we've gone 16, you're back just over halfway and you get in. No, is reasonable. 5, but it's only a break-even move and there's 3 candles, so no. 3 bars is a no for me. See here, I'm not getting in simply because it's flat. Don't get into a flat market. Dumb. Dumb, dumb, dumb. Well, when it flattens out like there's not a lot to say. Sometimes you just got to concentrate and have your thoughts while you're watching. This is a good market not to be in. I think with the way that I've revised this, just refining it, going over it, seeing how the trades work, being persistent. But there comes a time you go, no, hey, there's no edge to what you're doing. I think with this there is some kind of edge. Definitely, you're more likely to catch a wave such as that, and the reversal there with when you hit that top. It doesn't happen very often when you have it in an 80-20, so it's far more valid. So that's an 8. It's gone 2 to 1. There you go. This one didn't hit. So if you'd taken that one, instead of trying to buy it like I did, and the buy, if you're there, is going to be down here, but that's a 3. You're not in. It's a 1. You are. You're so close, you probably say, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. If it's hovering near the 3, you're close to the target. Yeah, that'll do. In fact, you move your stop loss if you're getting right near it, so that you guarantee yourself 2.5. I think that's fine, because that means that you're done. You're either going to hit your target or you're going to get a 2.5. Just perfectly acceptable, and you're done. So you're waiting there. Miss out on that. There's your reversal. That's the confirmation of the reversal, really. It's just higher, but it's not going higher. Where's your entry? You could even make the entry the first red bar afterwards, such as that. So that's an 8. Do you make it from there? 12. Just about, yeah. Just about. You're close enough. Again, you could always put when you're getting to the 22 mark, you can always put or 23 when you're very close. Just put your stop loss down to 20 and be done with it. So if you hit, you hit, and if you pull back to 20, then you're fine. So I think that's a good way of doing it, dealing with it. So there, for example, you're on 4.9. Say it's a 6. get to 19.2 there, which means you might be on 17.9, for example. So you put it on 15, you've got 2.5, rather than having it all go all the way back. I think that's fair enough. You're that close. If you don't, if it ends up hitting the 3, well, fair enough. But you still got your 2.5 because it can reverse on you. You end up with, a 1, just over a 1-to-1 or a 2-to-1. That wasn't so bad. 6. That's so close. Yeah, if you're that close, I'd be thinking, just put it right close, even closer. And see, this has ended up working, even though it's flat. So I might have to rethink that. You've had 4, and then you've had 5, and you're already up to 11. So I'd be thinking, okay, we're at break even. If it gets a little bit higher, close to that 15, then we'll, like it gets to 14, and we're move it up to 12, and it's looking good. Oh my word! Excuse me. I take it back. Yeah, maybe you should just be a bit more confident with these things. Yeah, I'd be putting it break even at this point. I think it was stuff. Better to be safe than sorry, I think. Just have it a 1. If you're this far in front, you don't want to make a loss. Wow. Okay, lesson learned. Even this late in the day, 12 minutes to go. Of course, I've had a trade and would see it to the end, but duly noted. There's our blue, 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 red, blue, 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 red, red. Get in. Risking just over 5. We're at 2-to-1. If it's late in the day, take a 2-to-1. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. If you're behind like us, you're probably going to try and see it through as much as possible to make sure that the loss for the day is a little bit less. So I'd be continuing on. I don't have a limit for a loss for the day. Because I expect there to be a turnaround at some point that you're going to get wins. I think with this system you're either not going to have any trades at all. See that through. That's nothing there. There's no blue, blue, blue. That was not. That is. We've got to have 2. It's either a 1 or a 2. That's 3. That's 2. I'd be making that. Yeah, it's different. I'd be having that at 1-to-1 for sure. Sorry, at break even, so that you're not going to lose at that point. 3, 3. No, 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 no. Yes. Bang. If you took that, you could. It'd be a loss because you're heading into the resistance, which is problematic. Much easier here. There's nothing in front of you. Nothing. So we've got a little mini flag is what we ended up getting, really. So duly noted, and we've got the support there from the averages. So we cracked the average there. There's a 1. Bam. What are we risking? 2. Okay, so we'll just treat it as. That's a 3. That's 2. Loss. Here we go. It's 2. Win. There we go. 2. Excellent entry here. 6. 9. 15. 18. Close enough. You'd end up with a 2.5. So I think it works. I'm going to stick with it. I like it. The latest one, which we didn't take because of that, I will remember. We're at 2-to-1. One and a half. It's looking like a top in it. I'd certainly be having my break even put in by this point, but So getting even closer to the 15, then I'd move it right up. Make sure that we get something when we get that close. Something substantial. See what it does in the next few minutes. I've learnt my lesson. I've learnt lots of lessons in the last 2 days. It's been a really good experience. And I think Undo, that's by Malcolm Fraser, those of you know who he is. Get a bit of confidence on the demo, and then hopefully, when I feel ready, I'll trade very small on the actual live account, just with small bucks. And if it's working, if I double it, or make a substantial gain, say I get 50% onto it, then we're in business. Would I consider prop trading? Maybe. Maybe. I don't mind risking my own money. I've got a bit of it. I'm not risking that much of it. Okay. Very slow. As the trade isn't over, I wouldn't consider entering. As the target hasn't been hit. If it's a continuation, I might consider it. If you hit 3%, you're out. So what does it matter? But if you kept playing catch up. Okay, all right. Would I consider moving my stop loss below that? Possibly. But it could just nick you out and then continue on. So that would be my concern. So if we had a decent entry, we'd have a profit about 9.3. With just under 2 to 1. That would guarantee a 1 to 1. I mean, you could do that if you really wanted to. If it's late in the trading day, or late in your morning, late in your scheduled amount of time, and you're nearly there. Nothing wrong with taking something from the market. It's not steaming along, let's face it, but it could always make a leap after a move like that. I don't know how many more buyers there would be, because we're above the previous high that we had at around 9.30. See if how it compares. No, there's a bit of room. Certainly room to make the profit required. Yeah, a bit of indecision, but that doesn't mean it's going to come back down just yet. What the evidence for that? So we can then take advantage of. Again, I'm not concerned with the price I get in with, as long as I get the or which end I'm at. I made the buy there, so I went out. It's no problem. I got it wrong. Ideally, there's no entry there. I could have possibly taken one there or there. Once it hit a bottom, it wasn't hitting the, and so it was clear it was not hitting, going into the overbought zone, quote unquote. Get you 2 to 1. Does it take you out? No. If you've got a decent entry. And does it get you 3 to 1? Yes, it does. Does that mean it's the end of the trading day? Yes, it does. And all by, at the latest, 8:23. So I had a completely different system at the beginning. But I'm familiar with quite a few. I've been doing this for a while, and I've been failing for a while. You could possibly, if you're taking that stop loss there, yeah, you've got a 1 to 1. 5, just over 1 to 1. If you've gone all the way, 2 to 1. So it would have been fine taking that, or you might be still sitting with your break even. But I'd be looking at that thinking, yeah, let's get out. I wouldn't be very confident about anything other than coming right back to where we started from, kids. I think we're done. I think it's done. Let's see if it comes all the way back. It's about 5, 4, 5. Hey, it might just bounce off there and hit the target. Could be completely wrong. That's what markets do. See what happens in the next 2 minutes. Go for 2 to 1s. Higher win rate, of course. Easier targets to hit. So that's a win. If you're aiming for 3 to 1, you could have losses and all that. You take a 2 to 1 and then a 1 to 1. You're there. But I tend to go for a 3 to 1. So it's all done in one, potentially. And if it isn't, it isn't. You've always got that shot, particularly earlier in the training session. Back it comes. I think we're looking at inevitability here. So, Stranger thinks so. It's come back to 75. Oh, there we go. It's one of the key numbers. See if it bounces off 75. Little bit of a bounce off the 75. It's trade's alive. It's alive, all right, kids. Not dead yet. Oh, it's most certainly alive. It's bounced back. Excuse me. See, almost inevitable, but there we go. The market decides, hang on, no, you don't tell me what to do. The buyers have come in. Now the seller's going to come in and say, hang on a second. It's quite enough of that. bit narrow. We're hanging in there, kids. We want to see what happens to this trade, and then we'll be done. Still alive. Is it going to actually take off? We're just going to hover around here forever. So we're back up above that point. We would have taken a loss if we'd moved it up to the 1-to-1, just above it. So above 1-to-1 again. There's no guarantee that it's going to come back from this point. It's just that the highs can be a bit of a barrier. So we'll see. Just a bit of a barrier. Hey kids. It's climbing. We're nearly back up to where we were. So it's a rejection. Even now, here we go. Excuse me. Right, it's back at 2-to-1. So if you'd hung in there, I'd say you're pretty damn close to hitting the target now. Let's have another look at that. That's what our entry would be thereabouts. Is that 2-to-1? That's 10. Yeah, we're trading 4. 4.2. Really? Really? Yeah, okay. 4.5. Well, I'd be inclined to take a profit now. Let's reach that high again, but it could keep on going from this point. We'll just see. Duly noted that the high here is lower on the RSI. So if it goes high, we might be looking for a reversal from this point, but I might be thinking, yeah, this will do nicely. As it's already come back from the dead, but no, stranger things have happened. We're as high as we've been on this trade. I rate it around 10.3. It's hovering around that. The longer it stays there, I think the more vulnerable it is to come back down. But predicting the markets is a fool's errand. You could easily just pop above before it comes back down, that's for sure. I say that a lot, you know. And it's not sure at all, is it? It can do anything. A bit of pressure, yeah. The sellers aren't really pushing back down from this point again. We'll see. We're at the high. Are there any sellers left? It came back down to that again. The 20 showing its value. It comes back down to it. Comes back down to it. Doesn't always do that, of course, but it's again, it's a guide. It's not a be-all and end-all. It's really frustrating with the price, though, isn't it? Just staying there and it's going to hit or not. Do you just say it's 10:36? I've had enough. 2-to-1's fine. Good night. The pressure seems to be upwards rather than downwards. Whoa. Okay. Let's see how we're doing. I think that's it. It's so close now. I'd be thinking of moving my stop loss very, very tightly indeed. It's 12. If you trade it, well, if you're risking 5, then you're not there. But at 12.6, I'm moving my stop right up there. If it goes another pip up, I'll move it another pip up. Or a point. Up it goes. 14. Yeah, I've definitely got it up at about 12 at this juncture. So I'm either going to lose it, come out with 12, or we're going to hit 15. Not a bad position to be in. I think, oh, geez, I think we're there. How about that? 14.3. Oh, my, we're 14.5. Are you going to take it? I'm going to have it so close. I'm going to just have it just underneath. Just move that stop to just underneath. Don't mess me about. If you're not going to hit, don't hit. If you're going to take me out now, take me out now. 13.6. Oh, I just moved a little bit higher. Is that enough? It's too far away. I think that's it. Yeah. Yep. Congratulations, 3-1. Wow. Yeah, duly noted. 4-4, don't worry about it. There's a 2. Go with it. Hang in there. Did it come all the way back? Nope. And you end up getting a 3-1. I think I'm onto something. Hey, thanks for watching. See you next time.